Hello everyone, welcome to a series on environment, and our story today is about the Nature Conservation Index. So the Nature Conservation Index was launched in October 2024 actually, and it is released by Goldman Sonnenfeld School of Sustainability and Climate Change. So in order to develop this index, both Goldman Sonnenfeld School of Sustainable Climate Change and biodb.com, so which maintains data about biodiversity. So the NCA is developed, it's basically a non-profit website. And it is developed by biodb.com and this Goldman Sonnenfeld School of Sustainability and Climate Change. Specifically, with regards to the ranking, it ranks 180 countries. Out of this, India has been ranked 176th and is being ranked as worst performers. Of course, India has its own justification stating that the number of Ramsar sites has also increased to around more than 80 in 2024. I'm not sure about the exact number. I think it's 84. You can check it once. It's more than 80. So earlier it was in 20s, 24 in 2014 to, not sure about the exact number, but it is in 20s in 2014 to more than 80 in 2024. So stating that the Ramsar site has increased. Also with regards to the protected areas, the number of protected areas are around 122, and the forest cover has increased from 21.3% to 21.7%, 71% in 2021. This is in 2013. Also, the increase in Asiatic lion population in the Git National Park, specifically with regards to the Project Lion. I think yesterday I have mentioned that Project Lion was launched in the year August 15, 2020, but let me double check it once because I checked in PIB, I think there is another year, but yeah, not sure about the exact year in which it was launched, but Project Lion again led to increased number of Asiatic lions. So all of this shows India's commitment towards conservation efforts. So India is stating that the NCA used such indicators which are not proper actually. Of course, it's a different story altogether. But with regards to this nature conservation index, it ranks on the basis of basically four major parameters actually: land management, threats to biodiversity. This one I just mentioned for understanding, okay, not needed as of now. So threats to biodiversity, then also capacity and governance, then funding, sorry, not funding, future trends. So it is developed by these in order to, you can write it as A note, in order to help researchers, institutions, and you can say governments to identify concerns and enhance policies for a long-term biodiversity conservation. Okay. When you say identify concerns, Consider, for instance, with regards to land management, specifically, I'll just mention it. Why India has been ranked the lowest? Reasons for low ranking you can mention. Because the rate of land conversion is 53% for the purpose of agriculture, urbanization, infrastructure development. So that means it is not a sustainable land management practice. Obviously, when the rate of land conversion is high, it is a threat to biodiversity also, because infrastructure development, urbanization, agriculture leads to habitat loss, habitat fragmentation. Okay, so that means it is a concern, right? And specifically with regards to the marine conservation, within marine conservation, there is minimal marine conservation. Only 0.2% of waterways are protected. And there has been decline of regards to biodiversity. Even though there are protected areas, there is 46.9% decline of terrestrial and 67.5% decline of this data. I'm just giving it as an evidence of marine species decline. Okay, and with regards to this sustainable, I mean, you can mention it in the land management only. Sustainable nitrogen index or sustainable nitrogen management index, you can say. So it is poor, actually 0.77, which indicates poor soil health, soil pollution. It basically indicates excessive usage of pesticides. Okay, so when you say excessive usage of pesticides, that means this basically evaluates the balance between nitrogen efficiency and you can say crop yield actually. So basically there has to be sustainable usage of pesticides. You should not use it excessively. If it is, the value is poor, if it is too low, if it is 0.77, it is indicating that the soil health is poor, there's a lot of soil pollution. So it is also a concern, right? So within land management, this is what has been found out, which is one of the major reasons for low ranking of India. And with regards to capacity and governance in general, I'm speaking about. When we say capacity, it usually talks about the human resources, the financial resources, or the technical expertise. All of this comes under capacity. And with regards to governance, you can talk about political will, efficient implementation, how efficiently the laws are being implemented. Okay, you can say effectiveness of law being implemented. All of this will be discussed in governance. Consider, for instance, to understand it in a better way, what they can take into account with regards to governance is, yesterday we talked about integrated development of wildlife habitats. So the Union Cabinet approved the continuation of the fund for the purpose of this integrated development of wildlife habitats for the 15th Finance Commission, which shows government's contribution or commitment towards the protection of wildlife habitat and also for the protection of biodiversity. So it represents a political will action. So all of this comes under, in regards to financial resources, technical expertise, we can talk about artificial insemination of Great Indian. I'm just giving it as an example. Okay, so the Great Indian Buster Recovery Program. The Great Indian Buster Recovery Program is utilizing technical expertise for the purpose of artificial insemination. So, with regards to future trends, it is mentioned in that there are both promising opportunities and serious challenges, specifically with regards to India. And this nature conservation index, when I talked about marine conservation, I talked about biodiversity conservation, it is specifically focusing upon 2 sustainable development goals. So you can mention in the comments what are those sustainable development goals. I'll talk about IDWH aligned with sustainable development goal and NCA aligned with sustainable development goals in the further classes, but I request you to comment in the comment section. So with regards to so as I have mentioned, it evaluates on the basis of these 4 parameters, and the countries which have ranked in top are Norway, Finland, Switzerland, Costa Rica, and these are the top 4, I guess: Norway, Finland, Switzerland, Costa Rica, New Zealand. So this capacity governance is one part, the future trends is one part where they have indicated about, and I think this is all about the nature conservation index. Let me just check it. Yeah, that's it. I'll talk about eDNA or the environmental DNA in the next class. Okay, if there's anything left out, I'll definitely discuss it. So basically this is an index which evaluates a country's conservation efforts. You can write it as evaluates country's conservation efforts. So basically within future trends, though they mention like this, in general when we talk about future trends, it can be about the integration of technology, like the usage of AI, drones, for the purpose of understanding deforestation cover. They're utilizing the satellite imagery, right? So, and also the integration of climate action or climate change plan into biodiversity conservation. I mean, they try to conserve the ecosystem as a whole instead of focusing on just one biodiversity or species. The ecosystem as a whole is conserved. That can be one future trend. And also we can talk about integrating the sustainable management practices of indigenous communities. So because not all are being employed, so we can try to utilize that also, which can be a future trend. So that means they're like promising opportunities for it. So this is all about nature conservation. Let's you focus on, like, it is released by whom, like what is its aim, and what is its significance. It evaluates on what parameters. Threats to biodiversity can be habitat fragmentation, habitat loss. That's it for today. Thank you. Stay tuned for more updates.